In today's world, gosh, it feels like you're just swimming in information, doesn't it? Especially trying to get your head around new business ideas or, the latest tech. It's tough sorting out what really matters from just noise. So today we're doing a deep dive into something I think is really fascinating, a blueprint for an AI-powered local marketing agency, one built apparently to scale up and really dominate lead generation.
Yeah, and our source material for this is incredibly thorough. It's a document called AI-Powered Local Marketing Agency, Build, Scale, Dominate. It even calls itself a data-driven blueprint for building a modular and scalable lead generation empire. I mean, it covers everything from the market opportunity right down to the financials. Really comprehensive.
Okay, so our mission here is to pull out the most important bits, the key insights from this blueprint. We want to help you understand how AI is changing local marketing, like right now, and what that really means if you're trying to get leads or maybe even thinking about building a business around this stuff. So whether you're a local business owner wondering how to get more customers, or a marketer looking at AI, or maybe just, curious about new ways to generate income, hopefully there'll be some aha moments here. Okay, let's get into it. Let's start with the big question. Why now? Why is this model relevant right now? The blueprint kicks off with some pretty eye-opening stats. Did you know apparently 46% of all Google searches have local intent? That's what, 1.6 billion searches every single day?
It's huge. And get this, near me searches. Those have shot up 500% in the last couple of years. We're talking over 1.5 billion of those queries globally every month.
Wow.
And if you zoom out a bit, the whole global lead generation market, it was valued at about $3.1 billion back in 2021. But the projection, it's expected to hit $15.5 billion by 2031. That's a compound annual growth rate of nearly 17.5%.
That's massive growth.
Huge. And even just looking at North America, specifically the U.S., we're seeing forecasts of around 7.8% compound growth through 2025. So the demand is absolutely there and it's growing fast.
Okay, but here's where it gets really interesting, I think. Despite all that demand, the source says only 64% of small businesses even have a local SEO presence.
Right, 64%.
Seems low. Think about the potential just sitting there, untapped. Especially when you hear stats like 88% of consumers who search locally, they visit or call a business within 24 hours. And pretty much everyone, 98%, uses the internet to find info on local businesses. The intent to buy or connect locally is definitely there.
Which raises the obvious question, right? Why aren't more businesses cashing in? Well, the blueprint points out that while 85% of marketers say lead gen is their #1 priority, 61% say they really struggle to generate quality leads.
Ah, quality. That's the key.
Exactly. And it gets worse. A staggering 79% of the leads they do generate never actually convert into sales, often because they're just not nurtured properly. Plus, the average cost to get a single lead across different industries, it's almost $200, like $198.44 on average. So they're spending money, but often not getting the results.
Okay, so let's recap. We've got a massive growing market, a big gap where small businesses aren't really visible online locally, and marketers are struggling to get good leads cost effectively. It really does sound like, well, a perfect storm for something new, some kind of innovation.
Precisely. And that's where this blueprint's core idea comes in.
Right, so what is the innovation here? The blueprint talks about this vision, moving away from just, trading hours for dollars like a typical agency, towards actually owning income-generating digital assets. They call it the rank and rent model, powered by AI. The goal, monthly recurring revenue from local service businesses.
Yeah, and the value proposition they lay out is super clear. They're talking monthly fees, recurring revenue, somewhere between, say, $497 and $997 per client. And importantly, offering exclusive geographic rights. So only one plumber, for example, gets the leads in a specific area.
That exclusivity sounds powerful.
It is. It creates urgency. And they even include a performance guarantee, 5 leads per month, or the service is free for that month. That really tackles buyer hesitation head on, builds trust.
And the AI part. It's not just a buzzword here. They promise instant results. How instant is instant?
That's a great question. The instant results claim seems to be more about the speed of getting the system up and running compared to traditional SEO. Traditional SEO can take 6, maybe 12 months to really show results. Here, the idea is the AI automated content and lead nurturing means the pre-built digital asset can start working much faster once it's deployed.
Ah, okay. So it's not like ranking #1 on Google overnight, but the lead capture machine starts working sooner.
Exactly. The organic ranking still needs time, but the AI helps accelerate the content creation and the lead handling from day one. And the target market is laser focused. local service businesses. Think HVAC, plumbers, roofers, pest control. Folks who need a steady flow of qualified leads but maybe can't or don't want to make that huge upfront SEO investment.
Makes sense.
And the whole system is designed to be modular, replicable. You can take the model and apply it to different types of services in different cities. That's key for scaling.
Okay, so let's get into the weeds a bit. What are the core pieces that make this engine run? What's actually being built or provided?
All right, so first up, it's a complete lead generation website. Not just a brochure site, but one engineered for conversions. We're talking a homepage designed to convert maybe 20 specific local SEO pages targeting geographic keywords like plumber in Springfield. Plus, get this, over 100 SEO-optimized articles to build authority and attract search traffic.
100 articles. Wow, that's substantial.
It is, and it's all integrated with lead capture tools. Forms, trackable toll-free numbers, AI chatbots,
Yeah.
the works. And crucially, it's all mobile optimized from the ground up because 70% of local searches happen on mobile now, so it has to work flawlessly on phones.
Oh, yeah, website, content, lead capture. What else?
Then you have the AI-powered content engine itself. The Blueprint claims this generates 3 times more leads than traditional marketing methods and at a 62% lower cost.
Wow.
It seems to leverage AI for automated content publishing, smart internal linking, strategies to boost visibility efficiently. Combine that with what they call smart lead capture and automation. They suggest AI chatbots can handle maybe 80% of the routine initial queries.
Freeing up humans for the more complex stuff.
Exactly. And marketing automation, they claim, can increase qualified leads by something like 451%. The efficiency gains are potentially huge.
And I assume standard local SEO practices are still vital.
Oh, absolutely. Robust local SEO optimization is key. That means managing the Google Business Profile, which, by the way, 76% of businesses say is their most valuable marketing service. It also includes building citations across hundreds of directories, like 200 plus Lev, to solidify that online presence.
Right.
And systems for generating reviews, because we know 91% of consumers read reviews, and they massively impact perception.
Right. Okay. So it's a comprehensive package: website, AI content, automation, and solid local SEO foundations.
Pretty much. A complete system designed for lead generation.
So we've talked about the market, the model itself.
Yeah.
But what really makes this stand out from, Joe's SEO agency down the street? What are the key advantages?
Good question. The Blueprint really hammers home 3 core competitive edges. First, it's the AI-first approach. It's baked in, not an afterthought. We know lots of marketers, like 79% of B2B marketers, plan to use more AI. But this model suggests automating 80% of routine tasks. That's way higher than the industry standard, which is maybe 30–40%.
So massive efficiency gains.
Potentially, yes.
Yeah.
Content production, they say, can be 3x faster.
Oh.
And marketing automation. The source quotes a $5.44 ROI for every $1 spent. So, yeah, efficiency and cost-effectiveness through AI is number 1.
Okay, what's number 2?
Second is that focus on exclusive geographic rights we mentioned earlier. Think about it. If you're a plumber and you're guaranteed to be the only plumber getting leads from this specific high-performing website in your town, that's hugely valuable. It creates scarcity, justifies premium pricing.
Yeah, no kidding. And the third edge.
Those performance guarantees, the 5 leads a month or it's free, maybe a 30-day free trial, these aren't just nice-to-haves. They fundamentally change the sales conversation. It reduces the client's risk dramatically and builds trust because the agency is sharing that risk.
Putting their money where their mouth is, basically.
Exactly.
So what kind of tech makes all this possible? Does the Blueprint get specific?
It does. It mentions a stack of tools. For the AI and content side, things like 10Web, ChatGPT, Jasper, Quala.esh are mentioned. Also SEO tools like Surfer.co, NeuronWriter, Phrase. A mix of AI writers and optimizers. For the automation and CRM side, big names like Go, High Level, and HubSpot come up, plus email tools like MailerLite. And then for tracking improving results, Google Analytics, Search Console, and CallRail for tracking phone leads.
That sounds like potentially a lot of subscriptions, but what's the projected cost?
This is where it gets interesting. The Blueprint projects the entire tool stack cost at only around $200 to $500 per month, even when managing 10 to 20 clients.
Really? That seems low.
It does, but remember the automation. With content creation being 80% automated, the ongoing effort per client is lower. They estimate the marginal cost, the cost to add one more client is under $50 a month. That low variable cost is what really fuels the scalability and profit potential.
Wow, okay. That makes the scaling projections make more sense.
And they lay out a pretty detailed 10-phase implementation plan too. It's designed for speed. From the initial kickoff, Getting the site delivered quickly, branding it, loading the content, optimizing the Google profile, integrating chatbots, doing the off-page SEO, right through to ongoing analytics and showing the ROI. It's a structured, repeatable process.
Okay, structure, speed, low marginal cost. Let's talk money then. The bottom line. How does this agency actually generate revenue, and what do the numbers look like?
Right, the revenue streams. The blueprint outlines a few main ones. Primarily, it's those monthly subscription fees we talked about, $497 to $997 per client. That creates predictable, recurring revenue, the holy grail for many businesses.
Okay, subscriptions. What else?
Then there's the rank and rent model itself as a direct stream. The idea is you can build and rank these digital assets before you even have a client. And these ranked pages or sites could potentially generate $200 to $1,000 per month each, just rented out in specific locations, like digital real estate.
Interesting passive income potential there.
Potentially, yes. And finally, there are upsell services. Once you have a client happy with the leads, you can offer things like video marketing, maybe Facebook ads management, or helping them expand to multiple locations. More revenue per client.
Okay, multiple streams. So, what are the projections? This is the exciting part for anyone thinking about doing this.
Yeah, the numbers are pretty compelling, at least on paper. The blueprint projects that even with just 10 clients in the first year, monthly revenue could be around $5,000 to $10,000. Annually, that's roughly $60,000 to $120,000.
From 10 clients, okay?
That's scaling up. Year 2, aiming for 25 clients. That could push annual revenue to between $150,000 and $300,000. And by year 3, if they hit 50 clients, the projection is between roughly $300,000 and $600,000 annually. That's significant growth in just 3 years.
That is significant. But what about the costs? What's the investment needed to get started and keep it running?
The initial setup cost is estimated to be surprisingly low, around $3,000. That's meant to cover the tools, any training needed, templates, and some initial marketing to get the first clients.
$3,000 setup, that's quite accessible.
Relatively speaking, yes. And the monthly operating costs are projected at $1,000 to $2,800, depending on how many clients you have and how active you are with outreach and things.
Okay, so accessible startup, manageable running costs. What about profitability? How quickly can someone expect to be in the black?
The timeline presented is quite aggressive. It suggests reaching break-even or even making up to about $3,000 in net profit within the first 1-3 months.
Months 1 to 3, wow.
Yeah, and by months 7 to 12, assuming you've scaled to maybe 13-25 clients, the projected net profit range is $4,200 to over $22,000 per month. The ROI metrics look strong too. Payback on that initial $3,000 investment in just 2-4 months. Client lifetime value estimated between $6,000 and $12,000 annually. And profit margins, once scaled, are projected at 70-85%.
70-85% margins. Okay, that's very high.
Extremely high, driven by the automation and low marginal costs. So, yeah, the financial picture painted is one of potentially rapid growth, quick profitability, and very healthy margins.
Sounds almost too good to be true, which always makes me ask. What are the catches? What are the risks? And what does it really take to succeed with this? The blueprint must address that, right?
It does, thankfully. It doesn't just present the rosy picture. It outlines potential risks and critical success factors.
Good. Let's hear them. What are the main risks?
Well, there's technology dependence, obviously. You're relying on AI tools. You're relying on Google's algorithms. What if a key tool changes its pricing or features? What if Google rolls out a major update that hurts your rankings?
Right, the classic SEO risks. How do they suggest mitigating that?
Diversification, mainly. Using a mix of tools, not relying on just one. And sticking strictly to white hat SEO practices the ethical stuff so you're less vulnerable to algorithm penalties. Then there are market risks. What if competition increases dramatically in your chosen niche and city? What about an economic downturn affecting local businesses' spending?
Yeah, valid concerns.
The mitigations there tie back to the model's strengths. Offering that geographic exclusivity makes your service stickier. The performance guarantees provide value even in tough times. And results-based pricing aligns your success with the clients.
Okay, makes sense. What about operational risks? Scaling sounds great, but doing it well is hard.
Absolutely. The blueprint acknowledges risks like maintaining quality control as you add more clients. How do you ensure every website is top-notch? How do you scale your team effectively if needed? The solutions proposed are all about systems, standardized processes for everything, automated checks where possible, really clear documentation, and solid training programs, building a machine that can handle growth without breaking.
So beyond just managing risk, what does the blueprint say are the absolute must-dos, the critical success factors?
It boils down to 3 key areas, according to the source. First, market selection. This means being smart about which industries and which locations you target. Focus on high-value services, HVAC, plumbing, roofing, where a single lade is worth a lot, maybe $3K to $15Ks in customer value, and target underserved areas, maybe suburbs, rather than hyper-competitive city centers. Crucially, verify the demand first. Make sure there are at least, say, 1,000 searches a month for your main keywords in that specific location. Don't guess.
Okay, choose your battlefield wisely. What's next?
Second, client onboarding. This isn't just about closing the deal. It's about setting the stage for a long-term relationship. That means doing a deep dive, really understanding the client's goals, setting crystal clear expectations about what you'll deliver and when, and maintaining regular communication, maybe weekly updates to keep them informed and build trust.
Manage expectations and communicate constantly.
Got it. And the third factor. Third, performance optimization. This can't be a set it and forget it thing. It requires continuous A/B testing, trying different versions of landing pages, different ad headlines to see what works best, making decisions based on data tracking conversion rates, cost per lead, and constantly tweaking and improving based on what the performance data tells you. It's an ongoing refinement loop.
Right. So smart market choice, excellent client management, and relentless optimization based on data.
That seems to be the recipe for success laid out in the blueprint.
So for anyone listening, whether you're thinking about using these AI-powered strategies for your own business, or maybe even launching a venture based on this model, really understanding those success factors seems absolutely key to making it work. Well, we've certainly covered a lot of ground today. We've taken a deep dive into this really quite detailed blueprint for an AI-powered local marketing agency. We looked at the huge market opportunity in local search, unpacked that innovative rank and rent model, examined the AI components driving it, reviewed those pretty eye-popping financial projections, and importantly, discussed the risks and the critical factors for success.
Yeah, the document really does make a powerful case, summed up by its statement. The future of local marketing is AI-powered. It paints a picture of how AI dominating local search and performance-based models are all coming together, creating some genuinely new opportunities for entrepreneurs who are ready to embrace it.
And the blueprint leaves us, and you listening, with a pretty provocative final thought. It reframes the decision, saying, the question isn't whether to start, it's whether you'll be among the first to dominate your market. It's a challenge, really, to think about your own place in this shift. So what stands out most to you from our discussion today? How might you use some of these insights? Or maybe what other questions does this raise for you? Definitely something to think about. That's it for this deep dive. Thank you for joining us.